Hello everyone, my name is Bethany and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my 2021 booktube / reading goals. I sort of low-key set goals, but I also don't really have set expectations. I also try to be flexible with myself and go with the flow with things. So these are just kind of loosey-goose goals, I guess. I don't know. And just thoughts on what I want to do and kind of where my head's at and things that I'm thinking of. Yeah, this is going to be, my very first year of my channel is coming up by the end of March. I cannot believe I've been doing this for a year. On one hand, it feels like it's gone by really, really quickly, and on another hand, it's been like the slowest year ever because of 2020. That's really exciting. I think I started at the very end of April because it was the first vlog I did, or the first video I did was for my Spunathon reads, so that was around the end of April, I believe. I'm going to be coming up on a year for 2021, and that's like, wow, I've done this for a year. It's very impressive. I didn't think I'd be doing this for this long. Again, I'm just kind of going with it. So I feel like Booktube has been super interesting, and I've really been enjoying being a part of the book community and getting more into Bookstagram, and that whole side of things has been, gotten a lot of joy from it, and it's been a lot of fun. I will say that reaching numbers and having subscribers has been really, really hard and challenging. My numbers are comparatively really, really low. To anyone else who started around the same time, they're already like triple than what I am now, which is fine. I know we're not supposed to be comparing ourselves, but it's hard because having a channel is like really hard. I had no idea how hard it was, and especially for someone myself who had literally went into this with no editing skills, no idea how to do YouTube thumbnails. What the heck were those? Like, no idea how to like make an intro. Like, I was really totally had no idea what I was doing, and was just like, I'm just gonna do this because it's 2020 and I need something to fill my life right now. I say all that to say that it's been hard not getting down on myself for my numbers and not thinking and questioning myself of, does that mean I put out good content? Does that mean, like, am I not the right personality for this medium? Like, it's challenging. It's hard for you to think those kind of thoughts. And I just have to instead remind myself that I'm just going to do it for myself and continue to have fun doing it for myself. And the second it stops really being any fun is when I can stop. When it's not fun anymore, then it's not worth doing anymore. So I'm trying to keep that in perspective and not let numbers get me down. But it's hard some days. I do get a little bit down on my numbers. So I'm just going to try to keep posting regularly and keep promoting as much as I can and keep participating in things because I like doing readathons, so I participate in a lot of those. Just participate in those things and join those things and have fun as long as I have fun and continue having fun. I just want to stay focused on that instead of just, I think a lot of people, not everyone, but I think a lot of people are like, I will have this goal. And I mean, my goal was 200 by the end of 2020 and that didn't happen. So I'm just trying not to look at my numbers and just have fun with it. And it's funny, people who aren't on Booktube or on YouTube at all, I'll say, oh, I have 180. I think it's around what I have right now. And people, it's so funny. And I'm like, that's like really low, guys. That's like really low. But then some people are like, that's really great. Because people who are like not familiar with Booktube. So like, I have to keep in mind that in comparison, maybe it's not that low. I think it's just hard comparing yourself to other creators who started around the same time that you do. But content is different for everyone. And again, I just have to keep in mindset of having fun. So I'm trying to stay focused on that and not say, oh, I want to be at 500 by this time. Like, if I don't get it there, if I set that goal for myself and I don't get it, I'm just going to be miserable. I'll just be miserable because I'll feel like a failure and I don't want to feel that way. So I'm just avoiding that line of thinking altogether. And I think it's just healthier for my mindset, and that way I can keep doing it and have fun with it. Those are kind of some thoughts about Booktube and numbers and subscribers. I think that's a discussion that happens a lot on this medium. So this is what I'm trying to focus on. I'm trying to focus on, as far as Booktube-wise, filming more ahead of time, editing more ahead of time, doing my captionings more ahead of time, so I'm like not last minute at like 3 in the morning trying to post a video for like in 5 hours. Like, I just don't, I've done that way too much this last year, and I want to get better at doing that. I do think I've gotten better at editing in general, and I do feel like I've gotten faster at it, which is what is helpful. So hopefully just continue improving from there. I do have some really fun ideas for content that I'm planning on this year. I don't want to say what things are coming up, but I think but I can just like, one of the big things that I'm going to be doing is I have to edit it, and hopefully we're posting it next week or 2 weeks from now, is going to be a guide to Gothic fiction. I also want to do something like a guide to Jane Austen and a guide to Shakespeare, just like from the English major's perspective, like something a little bit more educational so people don't feel so intimidated by classics, because I think that is something that people get intimidated by. I want to do something like that. That is an idea that I've been working on, and behind the scenes, I also have some vloggy stuff type planned for certain types of retellings is something also that I'm working on. So just really content stuff that I'm excited about and that I want to put out, and hopefully other people will appreciate and enjoy it. Okay, that's content related wise stuff. If anyone has any other ideas or something else when they want to see from my channel, then please comment or DM me or whatever the case may be. I would really love to get ideas from viewers of what you'd be interested in seeing me do or read or whatever. I'm open to all of that. As far as reading goals, so I am actually a Goodreads person. I like Goodreads challenges. I like the Goodreads challenge. It helps me motivate myself that you just reach this arbitrary goal that really doesn't matter. I know some people don't like it. I know some people give themselves like, oh, I'm going to only read one book, and that way they don't have to put any pressure on themselves for the rest of the year, which is fine. I totally respect that. I kind of like it because it helps me compete with myself, and it's fun to me, like to strive for that. So last year I got to 140, or I think my final count for the year was 144, I want to say. I came really close to 145. So I was really happy with that. That's probably the most I've read in a long time, and looking back in my Goodreads challenges, I think Booktube has definitely helped with that. I think listening to audios of my phone has definitely helped with that. I mean, obviously 2020 has obviously also helped with that. I really am happy that was my goal, that was exceeded my goal last year. I set it low key for me this year, or at least like not as high. I set it right now for 100. If I pass that early, like a month or two early, I probably will still extend the goal. I like extending the goal because, like, again, it gives me something to strive to and it's more fun for me. I will probably extend my goal if that happens. So, but just saying at 100 right now, just a round number, I feel good about for reading goals to start off with. I'm already killing January, which I'm really excited about. So we'll see where it goes. That might change. Another more things that I want to do this year. I feel like this is goals for every year, and I never succeed. And that's reading more of my physical shelves. So we're looking at 3 shelves double stacked and like 1 shelf single stack or and a half, something like that. They're kind of mixed in with each other. Those are the things that I have unread. And at some point I'm going to probably do a bookshelf tour and go through all those and show you what those are. And really, I really need to read my physical books. Something I noticed for myself is that I read physical books slower, so they take longer for me to get through. I also noticed that it's harder for me to pick up a physical book compared to when I am on my phone, and I'm on my phone playing like a phone game anyway. It's easier to just listen to an audio. It's harder for me to pick up a physical book, but then it's also harder for me to put down a physical book. So I'll get a physical book and it's just like, I really just want to sit down and read it all the way through without interruption, and that just doesn't really happen in my life. I used to be able to do that when I was much younger and read voraciously, but it's just, I don't do that as much as an adult, unfortunately. So it's harder for me to be able to sit down and read a physical. But I love physical books. I love having books. I love holding books, especially copies of things that I just really, really loved and being able to pick up and reread again. Granted, I don't reread a lot, but I like just owning them so I can have the potential to read them again. If I really loved a book, I love having that option. But I also unhaul quite a bit. If there's things that I don't necessarily think that I'll reread again, or something that I don't necessarily, I enjoyed reading it, but I don't necessarily want to own it for whatever reason. Not for any bad reasons, not because it's a bad book, but just because I read it and go, oh, that was kind of good. I'm not going to read it again, though, and I unhaul promptly. So I unhaul quite a bit. The problem is that I won't unhaul something unless I've actually read it. Also, for my physical books, I like sticking to one, and this is just me, I'm just being weird about it. I like to stick to one medium. So I don't like jumping between, like, if I'm reading one book, I don't like reading the same book in audio and then reading it in physical. I don't know. I don't really like that. I like having like whatever book I stick with, or whatever book that I am reading, I like to stick to one format. I feel like when it crosses formats, I get confused. If I'm reading one format, I can keep track of all the books that I'm reading at the same time, because I'm usually reading 3 or 4 at the same time. So that's what helps me. Maybe that's weird. I know some people will jump between formats, and I just don't feel like that works for me. Maybe I should be more flexible about that, and I would read some of these physical books sooner. But that's just how I feel about it so far. One of the other things too is that I have several series of books. I want to finish more of those series. I have a video on that I just posted. I can link that up above and you can check that out. I want to do more rereads. So things that I've read years and years ago have now come out with like another addition to the series, or have finally been made TV adaptations out of. So I want to go back and reread some of these older type books that I haven't read in years and years, so I can kind of refresh my memory in preparation for those things. So more rereads this year as well. I think any of the rereads, I will try to do audio for some rereads, because it's a new format of me reading them. And some of the rereads that I want to do, I don't physically own, especially because it's super easy to borrow from my Libby catalog. Those are my goals. I think that's it. Do I have any more goals? I mean, obviously still try to read diversely as much as I possibly can. That's something that I feel really importantly about. Still read as many own voices stuff that I can. And still just, at the end of the day, enjoy what I'm reading. Let me know down in the comments what your 2021 reading goals or Booktube goals, whatever that may be. I'd love to know. And that's it for me today. Those are my goals. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments about like what goals you think I should do or focus on or work on, I would love to know. I'd appreciate it. If you want to see more bookish things from me, please subscribe and hit likes and bells and all the things. I really appreciate it. If you want to follow me on the social medias, I listed all my social medias down below, and you can check me out on all the things as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!